Hello, peoples. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't care. I'm starting this anyway. This is going to be my playthrough of Let's Play Megaman Legacy Collection. I'm doing the first game, obviously. Why would I start with a different version? That wouldn't make any sense. At the same time, though, I love these games. I didn't really grow up with Mega Man. I only really grew up with them until I was like 5. But I did play a lot of Battle Network, which I'll be getting to eventually. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. I don't know how this is going to come out because it's my first time using a capture card and actual editing software. So yeah, but we're going to start with Gutsman. I have poor timing, but that's because how this is going, so I'm recording this, is I have my video, and then I record my audio. So, yeah, that's how it's going. The Gutsman stage. It's pretty easy, pretty simple stage to start off with. I like starting with it. Or just start with him or Elect Man. But we have this jumping segment coming up, where you have these tracks. You want to be careful, because there are breaks in the tracks that you'll see right here, and you'll see that fall. You want to make sure that you jump over them so you don't fall in the pit, because in this game you fall extremely fast. Like, seriously, you just fall extremely fast. I kind of wish I showed it off now. But maybe another time, because more of those platforms will come up later in the game. And then here, you have these enemies. I forget their name. I should have double-checked that. Whatever. I don't understand why I'm moving so quickly. Also, for everyone in the know, I'm not using a turbo controller. I promise. I'm just pressing the button really fast. I played these games way too many times. But yeah, those guys take about 10 hits to kill. But I've done like many runs where I try to take damage and only use the Mega Buster, all those types. But yeah, Gutsman stage is fairly easy. You just want to watch out for spikes, death pits, enemies, and all that. And here you have a big eye. They take about 20 hits to kill, and I got lucky with this because his jumps are random. He allows you to do a short jump, which you can't walk under, or a high jump, which you do have time to walk under. And I got super lucky with that because that never happens. Then you have Metars, and then that's the auto fire that you seen earlier in the option screen that I was adjusting. Once again, poor timing. I just move way too quickly for all this. Alright, and here we have Gutsman. And Gutsman is weak to Bomb Man's weapon, which I don't have yet, so I gotta use the Mega Buster. Actually, it's not really, it's more of a plasma cannon because it's not really the Mega Buster until Mega Man 4 when you get the charge shot. But Gutsman's pretty simple. He just jumps around and throws blocks. If he jumps straight in the air, he's going to throw a block. If he jumps side to side, he's just moving around. It's only difficult to tell when he's right up against the wall like that. But just keep shooting him. Try to time your jump so you don't fall and get hit if he's about to throw a rock. And he goes down pretty quickly. Just grab your victory orb item. I don't know what it's called. I play these games a lot, but I don't know what many of the names are called. So yeah, but I'm going to go in weakness order for this, so next step is going to be Cutman. So let's see how this stage goes, even though I've already played through it. And I'm just recording audio now. I'm just going to bring this up because I don't know how these, you know, anyway, you want to be very careful with these guys because it's not swoopers, that's a different game. But they attack you pretty quickly. And then these wall enemies shoot 4 shots, I think it is, in different directions at you. So you want to be careful with that, so they don't shoot you off a ladder or wherever you're climbing. And you can only shoot them when they're shooting at you. If they're closed, then you can't shoot them. As I shown right there. So just be careful, time your jumps, and watch out. And a fun trick with this game is you can actually shoot through walls, like what I did with that enemy. So you can on the other side of the ladder shoot him, and even though it's not a big deal, you can easily knock him out. Now if you guys are wondering, the orange orbs that I've been picking up that enemies have been dropping are a point system that you probably already noticed when I completed Gutsman stage. The more you collect, the more points you get. I believe every one you collect is worth 1,000 points or so, somewhere around that. So yeah, it's a good idea to kill enemies if you want to get more points, even though it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, high score, I don't know why, and they got rid of it in later games. Like, a high score doesn't, your score doesn't affect anything, it's just there. You get so many points for defeating bosses, enemies, mini-bosses, and all that. And again, I don't know that there's many mini-bosses in this game. I haven't played Megaman 1 in a while, so I'm a little rusty as to what it all is. But yeah. Cutman stage is fairly easy, you just have a lot of enemy cluttering the screen. Enemies, I meant to say. But yeah, just shoot your way through and try to just rush it in some places like there so you don't get hit. As long as you like watch what you're doing and avoid damage, like as long as you don't overthink. And here's a fun glitch that I use all the time is with how you can jump up at the screen, you can grab that ladder at the bottom and continue. It's a good speedrunning trick that you've probably seen if you watch speedruns of this game. And then here's another big eye. They're at the end of every stage. And once again, I don't know how this happened, but he jumped high again, and I got super lucky with this. And an extra tip, if you have trouble with Cutman even with his weakness, is you can grab a block where the big eye was, and just avoid the enemies here, and just make it to the boss stage, and then you'll have a third block to try and hit him with. Because it takes 2 hits to kill him, but there's 2 blocks in the room. So, time to take on Cutman. Now, Cutman has the rolling cutter, and I forgot to mention, Gutsman gives you the super arm. I don't know why I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it takes only 2 shots because it'll take off half health, as you can see. Then I missed the second one, so now I have to use the Mega Buster. Yeah, his rolling cutter does a fair amount of damage, but not too much. So just dodge it, watch out, and obtain the rolling cutter. The fun little victory tune that plays afterward. Alright, now for weakness order, I'm going to be going after Megaman next. Now, Megaman, in his stage, if you either have to defeat him and then go back through a stage to get a special item, or have Gutsman defeated so you can use Super Arm to get it. Because the blocks that you see with them is only Megaman's weapon, the Thunder Beam, and the Super Arm can destroy it. Now, Megaman's stage is fairly annoying because it's a vertical stage, and in this game, vertical stages are quite difficult because a lot of ladders. They're much more well done in Mega Man X and Mega Man 0, but I want to try a vertical stage. Now, this stage is pretty annoying because you have some enemies that just come down while you're doing a ladder section and then shoot you. And either you shoot them first, or you dodge their attack, as you'll see here. Because, like, he almost shot me, but I made it up to the screen. And then here, I think I get, yeah, that's their attack, and it's really annoying, is they shoot 2 waves of electricity from their eyeballs. And then here we have a disappearing block section. I believe they're called Yoku blocks? Ah, that was a mistake. Okay, I'm gonna meet you guys back at the top of this, so I'll be right back. Okay, now that we're back up here, attempt number 2. And as you can see, I took a lot of damage after I fell down, because those guys shot me one too many times. And if you take the more difficult path, it's easier to get to the left side, but I take the right, because making that path is a lot easier, and I don't need weapon energy most of the time, because I normally always play with the Mega Buster, and rarely use my weapons, unless it's for bosses, and I know a lot of weapons are really fun to use, but I don't use them. And here I tried a strategy, but I forgot halfway through, so if he hits me, then I just gotta shoot the others real quick. But now this part is fairly annoying, because you're trying to climb up the ladders, and then you have all the ground runners, electricity on the other side, depending on what path you choose to take. I usually take the outside path, just because I think it's easier, but no, pick your preference. And then you also have a spot here where you can use the super arm, and switch paths if you want to. It's not that bad, but yeah. And here we have the magnet beam, which you need either the super arm, or like I said before, Megaman's weapon to get it. So just toss the blocks out of the way, and you have a magnet. And here's a fun glitch, is look at the bottom of the screen. You have like this block here that just kind of pops up. It's fun to do. And then the magnet beam, okay, after I switch up this. Magnet beam just makes these platforms that you can use, and the longer you hold the button, the longer the platform will be. I don't know why I just started to spam it there. But hey. But the longer you hold the button, the larger the platform will be, but at the same time, the bigger the platform, the less... You don't have as much time to get across it, I believe it's how it works. I think that's Megaman Power Up, though, that I might be thinking of, which I haven't played, so I could be wrong. but I do believe it does matter on how large the platform is. As long as it lasts, or it doesn't. I forget how that works. I don't think it does. Might. Maybe. I'm just contradicting myself now, aren't I? Well. Hey, that's just how it works. Okay. Now, I'm coming up right on the end of his stage, the Luckman stage. So, we have another big eye. And once again, I don't know how this happened, but 3 times in a row. Like, he could have killed me if he hit me twice, which is why I ran in the boss room. It wasn't a good idea. And then, here on the ladders, I'm going to switch to rolling cutter real quick. But you want to shoot to the right, so that way when you enter the boss room, you'll be facing right instead of having your back turned to a Luckman, because he could kill you 3 hits, and he won't hesitate to shoot you in the back because, well, he's boss. He wants you dead. So yeah. So just shoot to the right, and then continue to the boss room. Now, I made a slight error here, and he shot me first. So I died. So I'll meet you guys back at the top of the boss room, and I'm going to show you a cool trick with the Mega Buster that you can use on a Luckman if you choose him first. Okay, here we go. Now, with this strategy is you want to shoot a Luckman when he raises his arms. Once he raises his arm, shoot him. And just continue that. It will look like he still has his invincibility frames, but they wear off. It's just the flashing that continues. So just keep shooting him. And I mess up my pattern reading here in just a second, and he shoots me, so I'm going to switch to rolling cutter just that way I don't lose, because I don't want to end up dying again. Then that's the 3rd boss down. And I think about this wraps up the first part of this. See, yeah, it was a pretty good run, about a little over 10 minutes. I'm not surprised how much time this took, but I will see you guys in the next episode.